Krishna is the supreme proprietor of everything. What is our role in this Krishna's property? What we do? This is what we are going to look at here. And who says this? Who says Krishna is the supreme proprietor? Who says Krishna is the supreme proprietor? The infallible Veda.
He told us this.
Yes. Isopanisad. Not from our scientists. Yes. Infallible Veda say this, that Krishna is what? He's a supreme controller. You cannot debate it. Krishna's position cannot be debated. How is he the proprietor? Okay, yes, we agree, Veda said, but how is he the proprietor? How Krishna is the proprietor? How can you say he's the proprietor?
Everything has a source, so he is the source, so he is the proprietor.
Good.
Oh, okay.
All right, very good.
Let's say I'm the U.S. government printing money. Now the money is distributed. Is the U.S. government the proprietor of that money? Mm-hmm. Yes, but no. But it's U.S. currency. But the people who got it, so just by distributing the energy of the government, does that mean the energy is the owner? Or just the original creator?
Yeah, not necessarily. The original creator is the owner.
But after it's distributed, how is he still the owner?
Yes.
That's a question.
Good. All right.
Krishna says every part of his energy is working under his direction. In that way, he is both the proprietor and the controller. Proprietor implies control. You have to have both.
Yes. Yes. Para and apara-prakrti come from the Lord. Yes, both coming from Him. That's the prophet saying. The proprietor and the controller. That is Krishna's position.
But one thing, for the para, he gives the jiva some minute
Right.
penny.
Right.
And that's why we're all criminals.
Yes.
Every one of us is trying to steal what is Krishna's for ourselves. Some part of Krishna's property, which is everything's Krishna's property. Every one of us is like thieves. That's why we're here. For billions of years already. We haven't given up being thieves. And so maybe this life will probably.
Yeah. That's a very good point. This simple point Prabhu mentioned is the cause of all of our suffering. Because as part of Krishna, we don't know that even that so-called that minute independence which we have is not independence. Do you agree? Do you agree that? Is it clear?
In one sense, it is independent, in one sense.
No. Say not. If it's independent, then we should have any reaction to what we do.
We are independent, we should not get any reaction.
No reaction for whatever we do. Krishna has reaction for anything he does?
No.
No.
No, Krishna.
So, but we have
Yes, sure.
reaction for everything we do, there is reaction. So where's the independence? What is it?
Only with the desire to forget Krishna.
That's all. And then continue to serve for more sufferings and all kinds of troubles. See, excessive cold, everybody. Then heat, the same thing. That's how we get the whole life here in the material world. That's how we get. Unnecessary suffering. So Isopanisad is to keep us close to Krishna so that we develop all the necessary qualifications to be eternal with Krishna and forget about this nonsense world. See, what's studying? Scrutinizingly. Is it not? So properly speaking, para and para-prakrti. This point is confirmed by the Bhagavad Gita in the 7th chapter, where para and apara-prakrti are discussed. The element of nature, earth, fire, water, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and ego, all belong to the inferior or material energy of the Lord. Whereas the living being, the organic energy, is the superior energy, the para-prakrti of the Lord. Question. Shall I ask you? Shall I ask you my question?
Sure.
Please.
Look at what Prabhupada said. All belong to the inferior material energy of the Lord. Whereas the living being, the organic energy, is a superior, the para-prakrti of the Lord. Para and apara, which one is superior?
Para-prakrti.
Then why are we controlled by apara?
By the direction of Krishna.
Please listen to the question first before he says something. Please listen to the question.
It's divine energy of mind. It's divine energy of mind.
Divine energy of mind.
Impossible to overcome.
Yes. Our situation is like this. Iron and a paper. Right? Iron and a paper. Which one should break which one? Which one? A paper should break iron, or iron should break a paper? Iron should break a paper. But what is our situation? Paper is breaking iron. Is that normal life? Eh? Is that normal life? Are we not controlled by the inferior nature? Are we not controlled? So, why is that? Why is that? Why? Why?
This is the divine power of Krishna. Krishna wants to do that.
Krishna is just a wicked person. Just do that to us. All of us just suffer like that.
No.
So?
We are
So?
worthy.
Huh? Please talk. Tell me something. I'm asking you a question. You haven't seen me many questions. No, I'm asking you a question.
Everyone's hand should be up.
It's
Yes?
in 7
We've
chapters.
studied this.
This is study. So we should understand all the words that are used here. Proper use all these things here. We should understand them. It's good for us, not just for preaching alone, for our own spiritual progress. We should know these things. Because if you know something, you know how to be careful in applying everything that will bring us the positive result. Yes, Baba.
Because we are covered by the Maya and we think that Maya controls the superior energy also. And as far as I remember,
That did not answer the question. You know it didn't answer.
a bit.
Yes, Baba.
But the spirit soul is very minute.
Yes.
It doesn't have the power. The material energy is too powerful. We need God's intervention to help us. We need His mercy, His grace.
Okay.
You know?
Why is it so powerful that is controlling the superior energy? That was my question. Why? Yes, Prabhu.
In order to be controlled by the inferior energy,
Hmm.
what has to happen? Nesh, it's ignorance. You have to completely forget that your spirit soul, that's ignorance. That's nesh. You have to think you're part of that inferior energy. When you think, when we think we're made up, we are this inferior energy, it controls us. That
Good.
means we are completely ignorant of the soul.
Very good. Very good. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, I also trying to say same point. Like we forget, we are coming under para, but still we forgot, we covered, and we are not connecting with Krishna. We are not connected with Krishna. We forgot the Krishna. So that's why we are suffering, like covered.
Okay. Very
Every
good.
one of us has been studying in the Bhagavad. I don't mean to interrupt, but every one of us has been studying together, whatever language class you go to, other than Russian. It's the third canto, secondary creation. What's the first thing Brahma has to create? Before there can be any living entities acting in the world, what's the first thing he creates? That's the first creation. And we all study that.
Yes. Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
Another attempt. Maharaj.
Yeah.
Superior energy, that is us. We are trying to exploit the matter, and because in that process, we forget our real mind and real nature, and this forgetfulness comes from the matter, which covers us, our real mind, real intelligence.
Very good. Very good.
Except that Krishna says, from me
Comes.
knowledge,
Yes.
remembrance, fullness. So why Krishna's giving us what we have desired.
Yes.
If you pray with all your heart to never forget that everything is Krishna's property,
Right.
He will give you remembrance and even the knowledge to see that. And if that's not your prayer, in the absence of light, what is it? Darkness. So if that's not your prayer, then since time immemorial, Krishna will see what you're thinking about is not that everything is Krishna's property, that nothing is Krishna's property, it's all here for me.
Very
That's what
good.
you're left with. That thought, trillions of years, and it's still inside your mind. That's ahankara. And it's in the
Very
mind.
good. All right.
Trillions of years. We carry that in our mind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. All right. In the second country, you also see Sukadeva Goswami was asked this question by Parikshit Maharaj. why, if we are superior, why are we in this condition? Sukadeva Goswami answered, and Prabhupada gave a powerful example in the purport. A powerful example in the purport. Because of the offense of turning our face away from Krishna, we become impotent. Then the inferior energy has now more power to grab us very tight. And now everybody is thinking that illusion. Everybody is thinking that I am now the body. So probably get the example, a person who is illusion, a person who is sleeping, sees a tiger. A sleeping man sees a tiger. A person is awake, doesn't see a tiger in the room. Only a sleeping man sees a tiger in the room. In ignorance, sleeping, we are seeing this material world with all the dreams as reality. That is our problem. See, we should turn our face back to Krishna. And that curtain will be removed. They will be able to see things as they are. Make sense? Right. Ignorance, illusion, is making us to suffer unnecessarily. I'm still using the word unnecessarily suffering. Our suffering. The soul doesn't have to suffer. Because it's not natural for the soul. What is natural for the soul is enjoyment. But now we are covered over by this ignorance, illusion. And we are suffering because of that. Therefore, the principle of īśāvāsyam has to be established. Has to be established. Prabhupada said, there is nothing in the universe which does not belong either to the para or the apara-prakrti. And therefore, everything is under the proprietary right of the Supreme Being. The nature of all of our conditioned soul is that, what is that? Everything belongs to, how many times Prabhupada used the word? I and mine. How many times Prabhupada used that word? I and mine. I, mine. How many times? Well, limited. That's a problem. īśāvāsyam principle is to remove this avidya from our consciousness. We should remove this avidya. That is the principle of īśāvāsyam. The Supreme Being, the Absolute Personality of Godhead, being the complete person, has the complete and perfect intelligence to adjust everything by his different potencies. The example, the Supreme Being is often compared with fire, and everything, organic and inorganic, is compared with the heat and light of the fire. What is animate and inanimate? Animate. What does it mean? Animate, inanimate. What does it mean? Animate, inanimate. What does it mean?
Animate means that has life.
Animate means has life. And inanimate?
That doesn't have life.
Like what?
Like table, kursi, table, chair, mic, laptop, pen.
Right? You understand? Inanimate. Mountain. Right?
Mountain has life.
It has life because the person is there. But externally, doesn't breathe. Therefore it's inanimate. It does not breathe. Right? Fingernail. Fingernail is what?
Inanimate.
Inanimate. We all have fingernails now. So we should understand it. Right? Yes. All he remains, and he remains ultimate controller, sustainer, and director over everything, not some things, over everything. He is full of all potencies, the knower of everything, the benefactor of everyone, and is full of all inconceivable potencies like power, wealth, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. Krishna is complete proprietor of everything. This is Krishna's position. We should understand Krishna's position. So that we can obey it. If you don't understand Krishna's position, you will not be able to bear it. Right? We cannot, and we should not claim proprietorship over anything because we don't make anything. Nothing. We made everything, including our own body, including ourselves. All belongs to Krishna. This will be clearly understood. One should therefore be intelligent enough to know that except for the Lord, no one is a proprietor of anything. One should accept only the things which are set aside by the Lord as his quota. For example, the cow, for example, gives milk, but she does not drink the milk. Her milk is designated as food for human beings. The cow eats grass and straw, but does not drink her own milk. Such is the arrangement of the Lord, and we should be satisfied with the things that have been very kindly set aside for us by him. We should always consider to whom the things that we possess actually belong. We should always consider the thing we possess actually belongs to him. We should always, Prabhupada said, we should always consider to whom the things that we possess actually belong. If you understand this economically, do you know how much money we save from this? Take it economically. Do you know how much money we save from this? And how careful we become? Do you understand? If everybody thinking the money I have in my pocket, it belongs to Krishna, will I spend it for unnecessary things? We're very careful. How we use everything. You see, many times you see devotees, they drop their phones on the floor and somebody step on it. What is that? It's against īśāvāsyam principle. If you drop your phone on the floor, somebody step on it, will you blame the person? Will you blame the person? Are we maintaining īśāvāsyam principle? Everything belongs to Krishna and we use everything carefully for his enjoyment only. That is our security. For anyone to be free from suffering and attain perfection, we should be careful with every single thing that we do, even what we say, what we hear. Everything, we should be very careful with everything. This is the teaching from Isopanisad. Protection from acting whimsically. Yes, Phil.
This is like a devil's advocate question. All the religions of the world right now have a similar teaching that yes, there's as long as they're not atheists, yes, there's a God and he created this, everything comes from him. But he gave it to us. And so now
But
and every religion teaches that this world is meant for our enjoyment because God gave it to us.
yes. Yes.
That's what we have to persuade them that no, it's not he didn't give it to you exactly the way you're trying to exploit. Anyway, that's what we're up against.
Yes. Nice. It is true. In West Africa, always a believing, where you work, that is where you eat. That is the slogan. Where you work, that is where you eat. It means if you are a devotee, you should be paid. So the Reverend Fathers, they have They have remuneration as a salary for upkeep, which in Brahmachari you don't. But for Roman Catholic we have the facilities there. So it's a very wrong concept. But
Bodily sense gratification
yes,
is the basis of that, of every.
exactly. Yes. Yes. Very dangerous philosophy. Very dangerous philosophy. Make one become possessive of material things. Instead of following God, we'll be attracted to God's property, not God himself. So if you go to West Africa, it's, oh, come for your salvation. You should come for your salvation. The salvation is to get liberation. But now the salvation means money. So you go to God now to get material things. So they will have difficulty becoming a devotee when they have been already trained to understand that if you go to God, you should not go to renounce anything to God. You should go to God to ask for what you don't have. So the principle, īśāvāsyam should be clearly understood. As Papa is putting here. Yes. Take for example our dwelling house, which is made of earth, wood, stone, iron, cement, and so many other material things. If we think in terms of Isopanisad, then we must know that we cannot produce any of the above mentioned building materials ourselves. We can simply bring them together and transform them into different shapes by our labor. Even that knowledge is given to us by Krishna. A laborer cannot claim to be the proprietor of a thing just because he has worked hard to manufacture it. So, according to this principle in Bhagavad Gita, we are all thieves, claiming Krishna's properties as our own. For example, Krishna, who gave all this thing to us, Prabhupada gave an example of a cow. He gives milk, but he doesn't drink the milk. Krishna gave everything to us. And even if you serve him, doesn't serve him, you're not efficient to give us. He will provide. He's providing everything that we need. It is our duty to recognize his position and offer everything back to him. Then we'll be saved. Importance of human life. Here we talk about also, we don't create the building materials. Yes, that is good. The third thing is what? Capitalist and communist misconception. The capitalist and the communist. There is always this great quarrel between the laborers and the capitalists in present-day society. The quarrel has now taken an international shape, and the world is in danger. Men face each other in enmity just like cats and dogs snarling. Capitalist and communist. Which one is better? Which one is the best? Capitalism or communism?
Prabhus, be very honest and answer this question. Say the truth, what you feel.
None of them.
None of them?
No.
Very good. You agree?
Yes, because they don't give anything to question.
Very good. Both of them are condemned. Capitalism is a philosophy of getting and taking. Is it not? Capitalism is what? taking from the people. To profit from the misfortune of others. What is communism? What is communism? All the citizens are meant to own all the country facilities. Everything belongs to the people, not God. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? If all of us here think that this room will be cleaned by somebody, who will clean the room? Huh? I'm thinking you're going to clean. You're thinking I'm going to clean. We all think we're going to clean. Who will clean it? No one will clean it. That is communism. It's a covered capitalism. Covered capitalism. Very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. It is dangerous life. The principle of sarvaṁ is against that because it is not complete. Both of them are not complete. Sri Isopanisad cannot give advice to cats and dogs, but it delivers the message of Godhead to man through the bona fide acharyas or holy teachers. And the human race may take this Vedic wisdom from Sri Isopanisad that no one should quarrel over material possessions. One must be satisfied by whatever privileges are given to him by the mercy of the Lord. There can be no peace if the communist or the capitalist or any other party claims to be the proprietor of the resources of nature, which are entirely the property of God. Communism makes us become irresponsible. And capitalism also makes us become possessive. Everything belongs to us. Both are wrong. So what is the best thing to do? What is the best? What is the solution? Yes. What is the solution to capitalism and communism? What is the solution? Spiritual communism. Spiritual communism. Because spiritual communism requires what? It requires responsibility, which is meant for human beings. Properly saying that cat and dog, this knowledge is not given to cat and dogs. It's given to human beings, which means what? Responsibility. Irresponsible life is animal life, not human life. Human life means what? Responsibility. Is we are accountable for everything that we do. Right? We shouldn't quarrel over anything because everything belongs to Krishna. We should use everything in Krishna's service. And for those who use everything for Krishna's service, they will include all Krishna's children. As a responsible person or child. A responsible child will use the father's property for all the children, for their benefit, and for continuing the work the father has established. Therefore, Krishna constantly sends representatives to come and teach us how to use his resources for his benefit, and that to help other people become benefited. So this knowledge is for responsible human beings. Is it true? Human life means life of responsibility. That's the importance of human life. There is something more than being just what? Yes. To recognize the supreme position of Lord Krishna. To be a vegetarian is not enough. Cow is a vegetarian. Goat is a vegetarian. They are going back to Godhead. They are because they are vegetarian, they are going back to Godhead. Cow is a vegetarian, doesn't eat flesh. So what is it? I am a vegetarian. What does it mean? That is not enough. We should learn how to recognize Krishna's position and use everything for Krishna's enjoyment. That is, what is it? Properly speaking. Therefore, in order to save themselves, both must follow the instruction of Sri Isopanisad and thus bring peace to the world. Krishna in the center. That is spiritual communism. Spiritual communism means Krishna is in the center. Human beings are not meant for quarreling like cats and dogs. They must be intelligent enough to recognize the importance of human life and to realize the aim of human life. The Vedic literature is meant for humanity and not for cats and dogs. So what is our quota?
That's a very good question.
Yes. What is our quota? Please go on, tell me, what is the quota, our quota? Yes.
That which we get without extraneous endeavor.
Hmm?
That which we get without extraneous endeavor.
That which we give a tad?
That which comes to us without extraneous endeavor.
Hmm. Hmm. That's our quota. Okay, thank you. Where's? Sir.
Everyone in this room knows the answer.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this.
We'll add little to it.
Hmm?
We'll add little bit to this point.
Hmm.
A quota is quota means for which we don't have to put extra endeavor, means ugra karma. We don't have to do ugra karma. Prabhupada mentioned about ugra karma, through which we could not follow the spiritual rules and regulations. We cannot remember the Krishna. So
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Who else want to contribute? Yes, Prabhu.
Somebody's born in a very rich family, and he has a bigger quota than somebody who was born like in Africa or in India, poor people. So it's somehow given. We're not in control of them. What is our quota?
Okay, very good. Very good for your contribution. Yeah. Yes, if you understand it, yes, Prabhu.
I'm going to give some examples.
Hmm.
For example, if there is in a field, if there is a huge pile of, let's say, grain
Hmm.
that an animal would eat and a human would, just say, the animal will just take what it needs and move on.
Yes,
That's its quota.
yes.
Now, the human should do that because that's the human's quota. But no, the human will arrange to collect everything
Yes.
way beyond what he could eat and put it in some warehouse. That is not his quota. Rich people may do that. That's not, they're way beyond them.
Hmm. they are
Take what you need to
encroaching.
keep your body and soul together. It's your quota.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Encroachment, that's what they said. I'm entering into your zone. That's what it means by being a rich man. Like you said.
And all the wars have all been
Yes.
not living by your quota.
The mentality, yeah, it's the same
Every
everywhere.
war.
Yes. Yes. So we also see proper mention thing like excess money should be given to Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, show that in Bhagavad Gita? Excess money. What is excess money? Excess money should be given to Krishna. What is excess money?
Money which is our necessities.
Thank you. Thank you. Excess. What is that?
Rupa Goswami said 50% you should give to Krishna. And then keep 25% for your relatives. And put 25% for savings.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Nobody follows that. Everyone just repeats it without realizing that they're just repeating something, but they don't follow. Because the cost of housing, for just one example, is different wherever you live.
Yes.
So it may not allow you to give 50% away out of the gate. When housing, like in America, housing is 30–40% of a person's income.
Yes. So it has been going on. GBC we discussing what is the quota. Tonight has not been settled because differently. So, but proper it didn't make mistake. Our quota, excess money. What we can take for the day, the amount of food you can eat for the day, that's our quota. The amount of food you can take for the day, that's our quota. That can fill our belly for that time, that's our quota. Anything is excess. The same thing with money. Our whole expenses for the day. What costs for a day expenses for the food, the light, all the bills. For example, how much does it take for us in a day? How much? For average person, how much does it take? Our food, our transportation, our everything in a day. Like an average, what everything? 200, okay, let's say 500 rupees a day. That is what is our quota. Anything is excess money. Anything above that is excess money. And Prabhupada says it should be given to Krishna. If you don't do that, we are thieves. We are still we are thieves. And he asked, how can a person be sinful and be happy? And he answered it, not possible. It's not possible. We see the reason why we are not happy in this world? Because we are not following the principle of sarvaṁ principle. So we are suffering.
But Maharaj, we have to save for the contingency situation. No? Emergency situation, we have to save something, some amount, some resources. We need to save
Yes.
for emergency purpose.
Yes.
That's why we build big storehouses. And
That is greed. The for emergency expenses is 25%, according to Rupa Goswami style, recommended by Prabhupada. I say it to be followed by all of us. Prabhupada recommended it to be followed by all of us. And Prabhupada said, from practical experience, we're not doing. And Prabhupada has also said that all of us should know why we are suffering. We should know why we are suffering. We are not following īśāvāsyam principle. We're greedy, taking unnecessary facilities which are meant for others, and we are keeping it for emergency. That is stealing. According to this principle, what we can, the expense we can take for the day says 500 rupees. Okay, emergency, how much? How much for emergency?
Emergency, if you save 25% means 100 rupees.
That is relative also. A person who is earning the 100,000, 1 lakh, 100,000 rupees. 25% is what? 25%. 25,000. So plus 5,000. That is 30,000. So the remaining 70,000 is for Krishna. Right? Anything more than this is against the principle. Right?
Maharaj, you mentioned about Rupa Goswami, but many of the time this was the argument given by most of the time devotees give this argument that some people have, Rupa Goswami have 10,000 gold coins, a boat full of coins. So his 25% is way beyond the 25% of the person who has an income very less income. So I mean, how can we understand make a piece, line, draw a line? What is the 25%?
See, the problem is that we are unnecessarily struggling. We are unnecessarily struggling, and that is taking away our vital energy for Krishna consciousness. That's the problem. Unnecessary struggling. We are working more than what we're supposed to do to maintain this body. Therefore, we have no time for Krishna consciousness. So yes, Rupa Goswami has big money. So he took 50%. The remaining 50% is divided into 2 parts. One for emergency and one is given to. But how much are we giving? How much are we giving? Even the little which we have, how much are we giving? Nothing. So we are thieves. That's why we are suffering. We should understand the principle so that we can be free. Accept what is set aside as our quota. Do not hanker for more. Means what? It helps us to overcome greed. Is it not? We overcome greed. If you want to overcome greed, you should follow the principle. You should not take more. Understanding whose word it is. It belongs to Krishna. Everything is Krishna's property, and Krishna will enjoy it. Is it not? God's proprietorship. God has his hands and legs all over the universe. How is it? Our hands and legs are God's hands and legs. As soon as he withdraws his power, our hand will get paralyzed. Is it not true? These hands and legs have been given to us. Therefore, everything should be engaged in God's service. My body belongs to God. My mind belongs to God. My intelligence belongs to Krishna and also belongs to Him. The sarvaṁ principle. In India, when they are partitioned, Hindus and Muslims fought. When both of them died and lay on the street, it was asked, now, whose hand is it? Nobody replied. It is God's land, and it will always remain God's land. We cannot claim it. But see, all over the world, we are fighting, territorial fighting is going on all over the world. Ignorance of the principle of īśāvāsyam. We are seeing this table. Where did it come from? Krishna is the cause of earth, earth is the cause of tree, tree is the cause of wood, and wood is the cause of the table. So originally everything is coming from Krishna. Is it clear? Ultimately everything is coming from Krishna. Krishna owns everything. So we have to use everything in Krishna's satisfaction. Krishna's enjoyment. He made it for his enjoyment. Just like somebody opened his company, his factory. He did that for his own enjoyment. Is it not true? He may employ some people to work there, but everything there is meant for him. The same Krishna has made everything in this material world. This is meant for him. This is taken from the Prabhupada's lecture to support this principle of īśāvāsyam we are discussing. Is it clear? Yes? No, or not?
But while
Yes.
maintaining this understanding that Krishna is a controller and the owner of everything, how can we at the same time be in the consciousness that we have some control? We still have some control. We have to endeavor to do things that we are able to do so that everything is in place.
Yes. It does not mean that we don't have realizations. It doesn't mean we don't have realizations. We have realizations. Our realizations should correspond to what is written. Should correspond. Because we are living entity, we are spiritual, we are conscious. We think, we feel, we act, we do things. So realization comes, just like we are hearing, we are speaking, realization comes. That realization should correspond to the original realization. We should think, not that we are a robot, we are not robots. We are living entities, we have feelings. All right? It is also wrong to consider that simply by becoming a vegetarian one can save himself from transgressing the laws of nature. Vegetables also have life. One life is meant to feed another living being, and that is a law of nature. One should not be proud of being a strict vegetarian. The point is to recognize the Supreme Lord. The animals have not developed consciousness to recognize the Lord, but the human being is sufficiently intelligent to take lessons from the Vedic literature and thereby know how the laws of nature are working and derive profit out of such knowledge. If a man neglected the instruction of the Vedic literature, his life is very risky. We're living a risky life. Risky. The human being is therefore required to recognize the authority of the Supreme Lord. That's the whole point. We should recognize the authority of the Supreme. We should know that there is a Supreme Person there that we are all responsible to. That should be clearly understood, and we follow it. He must be a devotee of the Lord. He must offer everything to the service of the Lord and take and partake of only the remnant of food so offered to the Lord. That will make him able to discharge his duty properly. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord directly stated that he accepts the vegetable foodstuffs from the hands of a pure devotee. Therefore, a human being should not only become a strict vegetarian, but he should also be a devotee of the Lord and offer to the Lord all his food, and only then partake of the prasadam, or God's mercy, the mercy of God. Such a devotee can properly discharge the duty of human life. Those who do so are eating only sins, and those will be subjected to different types of distress, which are the result of the various sins. Which verse is that, Bhagavad Gita? Anyone remember? Do you remember any verse like that? Bhagavad Gita? If we don't offer our food to Krishna, we're eating sin. Which verse? Prabhupada said in Bhagavad Gita. He's quoting Bhagavad Gita. That is? Oh, yeah. Which verse is that?
3.30.
Yeah, 3:13. You research or you remember? You search. You just remember. Yes. Yes. 3:13. The root of sin is deliberate disobedience to the laws of nature, through not recognizing the proprietorship of the Lord. That's the root cause of our suffering and sin. Disobedience to the laws of nature or disobedience to the order of the Lord, it will bring ruin to the human being. On the other hand, if one is sober and knows the laws of nature without being influenced by unnecessary attachment or abhorrence, he is sure to be recognized again by the Lord and thus become eligible for going back to Godhead, back to eternal home. All right? Any question or comment before we move? Question? It's clear? That we should offer everything to Krishna and take Krishna's remnant, the principle of īśāvāsyam. Yes, Prabhu.
So the non-devotee will challenge you and say, God doesn't need your offering, it's a puny offering. Why do you think God needs that or enjoys such a puny thing from you? And they will challenge you.
Yes.
And what would you say?
Yeah.
But he enjoys the love that comes with the offering, not the offering itself.
You have the same thing or something different?
What did you?
One example which Prabhupada gave, when a father gives money to his son, and his son buys biscuit packets, and after that he offers one biscuit to his father. And although the money belongs to father, but the father likes the child, that the child first offers the biscuit to his parent. So in the same way, God also likes that we are offering the thing to him. Although everything belongs to God, but still we are offering first to God. That is the first family member.
Good. Something else? Life of responsibility. That show God that we appreciate what He's giving, we give it back to Him. Yeah.
It's a sign of gratefulness.
Yes. Yes, grateful. Yes, gratefulness. The sense of gratitude. Most of us are lacking the attitude of gratitude, and that is very, very dangerous, very dangerous mentality. Yes, that's gratitude. The Lord feels happy when He sees that we are acting in a responsible way. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, sometimes we are trying with our best to follow the īśāvāsyam principle. Sometimes we are failure, but with our purposefully we are not failure, but sometimes we are failure in practicing devotion. Suppose Updesamrita, Bachavegam, Gṛdhaḥ, and sometimes we are failure, but not knowingly how. No failure, steady will develop.
Yes. In the beginning of everything cannot be perfect. But as we continue to practice, we get more experience, become mature. The Prophet said, the walking abilities is in the child. See, even if a child tries to walk and he falls and have some bruises, he won't stop practicing. He will continue. And eventually become perfect. So yes, so we should continue to try. And Prabhupada said, if you try, God will help you. If you try, God will help. So we should try. Try. You keep trying, you will succeed. Success is guaranteed if you keep trying. So we should control. Not that we didn't succeed the first time we should stop, oh, this is difficult. No, we should continue, we should keep trying. Our duty is to follow the authority. If you follow that, you will succeed.
If suppose today I broke the principle unknowingly, so what should we again to do? That means to say, Krishna, sorry, this is my today's mistake, and I am rectifying, and tomorrow onwards I will not do it. And what should be our mood at that time? If suppose I failure in Bachavegam, in Jivavegam, and then what should I do at that time?
I wanted to repeat it on the phone so you can hear.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. For me, I am practicing Krishna consciousness, but I am trying to follow Bachavegam, Jivavegam, Udaravegam. So sometimes I am failure in that. Sometimes Udaravega, Jivavegam, failure. At that time moment, should I go to Krishna, sorry, mistakenly I did this wrong thing, please forgive me. Again, I will not similar mistake. Now, what should I mood at that time?
Well, if we do something wrong and recognize, oh, I have done something wrong, if one is very fortunate, and repent. Repentance is very, very important. Repentance means that we are feeling remorseful about doing something wrong, and we are humbly appealing for forgiveness. We are begging for forgiveness. So yeah, it will be help. It's better to repent from doing something wrong and beg for forgiveness. You should beg for the strength not to repeat it again. So we continue. Krishna will not break our head because oh, I tried to eat one plate today and then I end up eating 10 plates. Krishna will not say, oh, you finished. He will not say like that. He will pardon. Okay, give us more chance to continue. We should try to continue to try. Try, Krishna will help us. That is sure. Prabhupada give us that assurance. Try, Krishna will help us. The assurance. So accept it. Right? Let's keep trying. We'll succeed. Try sincerely. Yes, you should try sincerely. You'll get it. Something else? Do you want to add something?
No, I'm listening very attentively.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
I'm just thinking of Africa.
The mic.
You're from Africa.
Yes.
There's a state called Burkina Faso.
Yes.
Do you know about it?
Yes, we have a temple there.
And they have a leader there now who is a captain in the army.
Yes.
And he doesn't take the salary of the president.
Mm.
He just kept the salary of a captain.
Mm.
So he's not taking what many presidents do, far too much. So he's a very conscious person, not taking too much,
Mm.
and helping the people. So he's a very good leader there.
Yes. Yes, he's trying. We hope other people can do the same. Be conscious of people and take care of people. Like what the leadership means. To help people, not to exploit people. Yeah. And eventually, he will become a devotee. If he do his duty nicely, he will get purification to develop knowledge to be attracted to Krishna. So we pray for that. So other leaders can follow his footsteps. In this way, Krishna consciousness will be expanding more and more, and steadily. Yeah. Good. Something else? Comment or question? Are you tired? 3 hours, sitting is. Yeah, it meant few minutes for us to close for the day.
Whereas Prabhuji told about the Rupa Goswami, he has much more money. So suppose 1 crore, suppose if he 50 lakh donated and 25 lakh saved and 25 lakh sufficient.
Mm.
But in Chaitanya's Leela, is Kelabecha Sridhar, he was very poor and still he was spending 50% in the Ganga Seva.
Mm.
So that I was just thinking at that time, Prabhuji was asking this question, that means a poor and anyone can do this 50% seva, the devotee, either a poor or a rich. So at that time I was
Very
thinking.
good. Yeah, very good point. So the whole thing is not just eating the sharing, according to what you're saying. The whole thing is about our consciousness. When the consciousness of keeping is prominent, then there were so many reasons to try to avoid it. When we start to think, this is too small for my family, suppose I have a big... People will be meditating on problem instead of meditating on Krishna. That's the danger of being greedy. We don't keep a healthy consciousness, or a very negative consciousness, trying to keep. In this way, there's no limit to what we want to keep for the body, not even for the soul. But yes, Kolabe said that he was not having billions like Rupa Goswami had. He was maintaining his 50%. Unfailingly, he was worshipping Ganga daily with that. So we believe in Maya than Krishna. Therefore, our intelligence is very weak. We don't think properly. So if you think properly, then nothing wrong. This a proper specifically mentioned that this should be followed by all devotees. But as Rameshwar was saying, we are not following. For so many reasons, we are giving so many reasons. Even those who have that man, they are not giving also. So the whole thing is about the consciousness, where we are, where our consciousness is. That is the main problem. Not even the physical thing. For a person who has a healthy consciousness, a Krishna conscious person, this will not be a problem. You can do it. See, our TOBP is hanging, but we have so many billionaires in there as devotees. There's so many devotees who are billionaires, but our temple is hanging. Every year we're postponing. But there are people who can do this very easily. But the same mentality to keep for generations, not even for generation, it's because we have a dirty consciousness. Therefore, everything becomes very difficult. Otherwise, few people can just do it very easily. Is it not true? You can do it, and yeah, I know you can do it. You like give the billions and everything, we just finish. Then we have our temple and start worshipping as the Papa wanted. But we're keeping it for ourselves. Keeping it for ourselves. And this way, little thing become very difficult. That is the problem. So first of all, you have to recognize Krishna's position. That is what we are trying to do. Otherwise, we are disobeying. Prabhupada is saying the root cause of sin is deliberate disobedience. Deliberate disobedience. The root cause of sin. Deliberate disobedience. We are not following what the Isopanisad is saying. If you follow, you will succeed. All right? Is it not? We can close for today? Yes. Isopanisad ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Bhakti Shastri Course Maharaj.
Go to